everyone. Today we are gonna learn about polynomials. Now let's see what is the definition of a polynomial in X. A polynomial in X is an algebraic expression of the form an times x to the power n plus an minus 1 times x to the power n minus 1, likewise a1 x plus a naught, where an minus 1, an minus 2 up to a1 and a naught are real numbers. Here an is not equal to 0 and n is a non-negative integer. The polynomial is of degree n, an is the leading coefficient and a naught is the constant term. When a polynomial is in the standard form, the terms are written in the order of descending powers of a variable. Thus, the notation that we use to describe a polynomial in X is an times x to the power n plus an minus 1 times x to the power n minus 1, likewise. Here an is the leading coefficient and a naught is the constant term. Simplified polynomials with 1, 2 or 3 terms have special names. For one term, we call it as a monomial. For 2 terms, we call it as a binomial. And for 3 terms, we call it as a trinomial. Simplified polynomials with 4 or more terms have no special names. Adding and subtracting polynomials. Polynomials are added and subtracted by combining like terms. Actually, like terms are terms that we have exactly the same variable factors. Now let's see an example. First, we have to perform the indicated operations and simplify the 2 equations. The first equation is 15x to the power 4 plus 2x cubed minus 5x square plus 14x minus 10. And the second equation is negative 10x to the power 4 plus 13x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. Here you can see that 15x to the power 4 and negative x times x to the power 4 are like terms. So we can simplify these 2 terms together. So when we simplify 15x to the power 4 and negative 10x to the power 4, it will give 5x to the power 4. And we can also see that 2 times x to the power 3 and 13x to the power 3 are like terms. So again we can simplify these 2 terms together. So when we simplify 2 times x to the power 3 and positive 13 times x cubed gives 15x cubed. So likewise, we have to simplify like term together. So it will give 5 times x to the power 4 plus 15x cubed minus 2x square plus 18x minus 15. Multiplying polynomials. Here we have to use the distributive property to multiply a monomial and a polynomial that is not a monomial. To multiply 2 polynomials when either is a monomial we multiply each term of one polynomial by each term of the other polynomial. Then we have to combine like terms. Now let's see an example. Here we have to multiply x minus 2 by the equation 15x to the power 4 plus 2x cubed minus 5x square plus 14x minus 10. First we have to multiply x by the whole equation, and then we have to subtract 2 times the whole equation. So when we multiply x times this whole equation, it will give 15x to the power 5 plus 2 times x to the power 4 minus 5x cubed plus 14x square minus 10x. And when we multiply negative 2 times this whole equation, it will give negative 13x to the power 4 minus 4x cubed plus 10x square minus 28x plus 20. So here we can see that 2 times x to the power 4 and negative 30 times x to the power 4 are like terms. Here I have represented them in green color, and negative 5 times x cubed and negative 4 times x cubed are like terms. So I have represented them in red color. And 14x square and 10x square are also like terms, and negative 10x and negative 10x are also like terms. So we have to simplify like terms, and then we have to combine those like terms. So when we simplify 2 times x to the power 4 and negative 30 times x to the power 4, it will give 28 x to the power 4. And when we simplify negative 5 times x cubed and negative 4 times x cubed, it will give negative x cubed. Likewise, when we simplify like terms, finally we get 15x to the power 5 and negative 28x to the power 4, negative 9x cubed plus 24x square minus 38x plus 20. The product of two binomials. Any two binomials can be quickly multiplied by using the FOIL method. F in the FOIL represent the product of the first two terms in each binomial, and O in the FOIL method represent the product of the outside terms. I in the FOIL method represent the product of the inside terms, and finally L represent the product of the last or second terms in each binomial. Now let's see an example. So we have to multiply x minus 2 by 5x plus 3 using the FOIL method. Now for f, we have to multiply the first term in this equation by the first term in the second equation. So we have to multiply x times 5x. So it will give 5x squared. And secondly, we have to multiply the first term in the first equation by the second term in the second equation. So for that we have to multiply x by positive 3. So it will give positive 3x. Then we have to multiply the second term in the first equation by the first term in the second equation. So for that we have to multiply negative 2 by 5x. So it will give negative 10x. Then finally we have to multiply the second term in the first equation and the second term in the second equation. So for that we have to multiply negative 2 times positive 3. So it will give negative 6. Then we have to combine these terms together. So it is 5x squared plus 3x minus 10x minus 6. So here we have like terms 3x and 10x. So when we simplify 3x and negative 10x, it will give negative 7x. So altogether we have to simplify this whole equation. So finally we will get 5x squared minus 7x minus 6. Special products. There are several products that occur so frequently that it's convenient to memorize the form or pattern of these formulas. If a and b represent real numbers, variables, or algebraic expressions, then a minus b times a plus b, it will give a square minus b square. And if we have a plus b whole thing squared, it will give a square plus 2 times the product of these two terms and the square of the second term. So a plus b whole thing squared is equal to a square plus 2 times ab plus b squared. And if we want to simplify a minus b whole thing squared, it is equal to the square of first term and then this sign times 2 times the product of these two terms plus this square of second term. So a minus b whole thing squared is equal to a squared minus 2 times ab plus b squared. Now let's see an example. Here we have to multiply 5x minus 2 by 5x plus 2. Here we can see that 5x and 5x are same and here 2 and 2 are same. Only the sign of these two equations are different. So now we will use the special product formula to solve these two equations. Now we know that a minus b times a plus b is equal to a square minus b square. So in our example, our a is 5x and our b is 2. So when we use special product formula for this equation, 5x minus 2 times 5x plus 2, we can write it as the square of first term, that is 5x squared. Then we have to subtract the square of second term. So we can write 5x minus 2 times 5x plus 2 as 5x whole thing squared minus 2 squared. So it will give 25x squared minus 4. Polynomials in several variables. A polynomial in two variables x and y contains the sum of one or more in the form a times x to the power n, y times x to the power m. The constant a is the coefficient. The exponents n and m represent whole numbers. The degree of the polynomial a times x to the power n, y to the power m is n plus m. The degree of a polynomial in two variables is the highest degree of all its terms. Now let's see an example. Here we have to subtract two variable equations. Here we can see that x to the power 3 and 2 times x to the power 3 are like terms. So we can solve these two together, and x times y to the power 2 and 5x times x to the power y to the power 2 are like terms, and negative 2 times x squared y and negative 4 times x squared y are like terms, and 3x and 5x are also like terms. So we can solve like terms together. Then we will simplify x cubed and 2x cubed together, and when we simplify x cubed and 2x cubed, it will give 3x cubed, and when we simplify xy squared and 5xy squared, it will give 6xy squared, and finally when we solve like terms together, we will get 3x cubed plus 6xy squared minus 6x squared y plus 8x. And now we have to multiply 7x minus 5y times 5x plus 3y. Here we can use FOIL method to solve these two equations. So first we have to multiply the first term in the first equation and the second term in the second equation. So we have to multiply 7x by 5x, so it will give 35x squared. Then we have to multiply the first term in the first equation and the second term in the second equation. So we have to multiply 7x by 3y. So 7 by 3 it is 21, and x times y it is xy. Then we have to multiply the second term in the first equation and the second term then we have to multiply the second term in the first equation by the first term in the second equation. So we have to multiply negative 5y by 5x. So negative 5 times 5 it is negative 25, and y times x it is 5x. And yx is also equal to xy. So negative 25yx we can write it as negative 25xy. So finally we have to multiply the second term in the first equation and the second term in the second equation. So we have to multiply negative 5y times 3y. So negative 5 times 3 it is negative 15, and y times y it's y squared. So we have to combine these terms together. So we will get 35x squared plus 21xy minus 25xy minus 15y squared. So here 21xy and negative 25xy are like terms. So when we simplify 21xy and negative 25xy, it will give negative 4xy. So finally we get 35x squared plus negative 4xy negative 15x squared. Thank you.